everyone, my name is Bronwyn and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is one that I've actually been wanting to make for a really long time. When I was applying for the Fall Advantage program back in 2017, I came across an article called, and I'm verbatim because I have it on my phone, What They Don't Tell You About the Disney College Program. And I remember reading the article and low-key just being there in tears because I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to experience this. Like, I just want to get accepted and I want to live what they are saying in this article. So today I'm going to kind of go through the article and see what held true during my college program and what maybe didn't. So without further ado, here is what they don't tell you about the Disney College Program. Number one is they place you where you are meant to be. Speaking for myself, absolutely. This is really in regards to talking about your specific role. So I was PhotoPass for my first program and I feel like 100% that was like the best fit for me. I get so many questions from people asking like, how did you get PhotoPass? Like, what did they ask you in your phone interview? And the number one thing I always tell people is that it is 100% more about personality than it is photo experience. I remember there's people that were in my training group that had no photography experience whatsoever and were still incredible at their job because Disney is very good at picking people that they think fit the personality of a PhotoPass, because I feel like it's a very specific kind of person and it requires a lot of self-confidence, I feel like, which is funny because I'm a very not confident person. But I think because you spend so much time by yourself and really having interactions like with guests and stuff where you're in control of the situation, they really care about who you are as a person and how you act and respond to other people. So I think for me, PhotoPass was such a great fit. I absolutely loved it and I felt like I really thrived in the role. I do know, however, that this isn't necessarily true maybe for all people. My roommate Taylor from my first program was a lifeguard, and I remember she was a little, I don't want to say shocked when she got lifeguard, but she had so much experience in merchandise and she talked a lot about that in her interviews, so she thought that like that's what she was gonna get because she'd also put a lot of interest for that. So definitely something to keep in mind when you're applying is if there are any high demand roles listed on your application, it is very likely that you are going to get that role if you put any interest for it. It doesn't matter if that's one of your lowest interests and you are 100% qualified for a different role that you put high interest in. Because those roles are high demand, they obviously need people for it. So if you're interested in it, you're probably gonna get that. Keep that in mind. I also know that a lot of people are scared or nervous when they get their role if it's something that they don't think they're going to be able to do well or they don't think will be the best fit for them. But like, so many people that I know just thrive in what they do because I feel like Disney does a really good job of teaching you the skills that you need to know, because so much of it is your personality is how you kind of got the job, and then your skills are what they're going to build upon. Because yeah, I don't know, did that make sense? You got the right role, I promise. Number two is it is not all faith, trust, and pixie dust. Absolutely. Another thing that I always tell people at the college program is that it's going to be the best experience of your life, but it's also going to be the worst experience of your life, because everything, you know, they make it seem so happy and exciting, and you know, you see all these videos on YouTube and pictures on Instagram of people just like living their best lives, having so much fun, which it is. But there's also another side of it that I feel like people don't really show, which is all of the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into the actual physical job. It is a very hard and demanding job. No matter what your role is, it's hard. You are working in one of the busiest and most popular theme parks in the entire world, and that requires a lot of responsibility. Yes, there are moments that are filled with pixie dust. There are also a lot that are not filled with pixie dust. Number three is after you leave, you will want to tell everyone about your experience with the program, but when they actually ask, you won't want to talk about it. That's a hard one to say like absolutely yes or absolutely no, because I love when people ask me about the program, because now after I've done two, I feel like I can talk a lot about it and really give an honest description of what the program is, especially for people that are like interested in it or thinking about it. It is hard sometimes to like get people to understand. I mean, this kind of goes back to the last question, that like, it's just because you live in Disney World doesn't mean that every day is perfect and magical and the best day ever. There definitely are those days, but until you work there and have experienced it, it's really hard to get it through people's heads what it's really like. This year at school, I'm living with 2 girls who also have done college programs, which is just lucky, I guess. I didn't know them during their programs. They didn't know me during mine. We didn't even work there at the same time. But it's so fun getting to like talk to them about everything because they understand it. And I don't know that many people at my school that have done a program. So it's so cool getting to like hear about them and like we can talk about all these things that normal people just don't understand. Number 4 is when you leave the program, you won't recognize yourself. I'm honestly gonna say that that's not true, because I know that honestly during both of my programs I changed as a person a lot, but I also am still the same person that I was before. I don't even necessarily think it was Disney. I think it was just like going and living somewhere completely on my own and like working for a living, and that was my only like requirement in life. Like I didn't have school and everything to have to worry about. It really teaches you like what, or I guess I learned like what I valued and what I just didn't care about. I think especially like with college, so much of it is like, when's the next party and like where are we going drinking tonight, which like I don't do as is. Like I am not a party girl, leave that out there. And I think with Disney it just like really solidified that like I'm allowed to like what I like, I can do what I want to do, and if other people don't want to do it, cool. You live your life, I'm gonna live mine. And I don't know why living in Disney World really solidified that for me and made me like confident and like, I go to bed at 10 p.m. I don't party like normal college kids. Who cares? Because it used to be like, I would apologize for that kind of stuff. And now I'm just like, meh, that's who I am. You don't like it? Bye. So yeah, I don't really know why Disney did that to me, but it did, so here we are, new and improved Bron. Number 5 is your friends back home won't recognize you. I 100% do not agree with that. I had some friends that came and visited me during my program, and I feel like so many people kind of knew who I was, but I didn't know who I was. And when they saw me like in Disney, they were like, yes, Bronwyn, this is you, like this is who you are. And I was like, ah, you're so right. Like so many people would just like, even when I came back, they're like, you just are so much happier and like more enthusiastic, and you just like life a whole lot more. And I was like, yeah. And I think that took like being confident in like who I am and what my beliefs are, and people recognized that because I feel like they already knew that person, but I didn't know that person. So yeah, that's a weird one too, but I feel like my friends definitely recognized me still when I like came back to the real world. Number 6 is do not worry about missing your friends from home or missing out on things at home, because when you come back it is like nothing changed. Yeah, that's true, unfortunately. I'm gonna throw that unfortunately in there because it's very strange to like live in Disney World for 8 months and that's your life, and on a Tuesday afternoon you just go watch a fireworks show, go ride a roller coaster, and then you go home. That's not real life, except for those 8 months it is real life. And it's very strange when you come back home and it's like, oh, I can't just like pop into Epcot to like eat dinner. That's weird. Like it's definitely a very strange like adjustment. And I think it also kind of goes hand in hand with like when you go back to Disney, nothing has changed. Like yes, maybe like your same friends aren't there, the people aren't there, but like it's kind of the same, like, oh, I'm at school and I really miss Disney and I wish I was there. But like when I go back, it's the same. Like, and I love it. I love being there. So like, I like that nothing has changed. I think that just kind of holds true to any aspect of your life when you move, is that you're gonna go back and it's gonna be the same for the most part, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Number 7 is you will make amazing friends and you will miss them. 100,000 billion%. I got really lucky in the friends that I made during both of my programs. Most of them I still talk to every single day. Like those are the people that I consider my very, very, very best friends, which is crazy because like, I mean, okay, y'all have seen Holly in just about every single vlog that I've posted. I consider Holly to be probably my best friend. Like, just gonna put that out there. Love you, Holly. And it's crazy to think that like, I've known her since like April of last year. that's crazy. Or like the roommates that I had during my first program, like we still talk every single day. This whole week, Taylor has been texting us all of the songs that we need to listen to today. Today it was the Camp Rock album in its entirety and some other random song. Like, I still talk to these people every day. They're still my very best friends. Even outside of like the Disney bubble, those are still my people, which is really cool, but also really sucks because everybody lives far away. Number 8 is when you leave, you won't have motivation to do much other than sell turkey legs. Yes and no. I didn't sell turkey legs, so that's fun. But basically what this like topic is talking about is how you kind of get lazy in your everyday life, and that like going to school is a chore and having to do homework is a chore, and all of these things that are like your normal life become chores. Whereas in Disney, going to work was fun, and like going to work is like, that's kind of going home. And I think that that's true to an extent. One of the things for me that was really difficult about Disney is I'm also a dancer, and I did little to no dancing while in Florida. So that's one thing that I really love about being back at school, is that I get to dance every single day, and I really missed that in Disney because obviously that's a huge part of my life. So I think it's just like, you're lazy about the things you don't want to do. And I don't know, like, yeah, going to class is a chore for me. Going to work in Disney World was sometimes a chore, but not normally. But I think that's kind of like, if there's something that you're doing, it's like that quote that is, if you love what you do, you'll never, or if you love your work, you'll never work a day in your life. And I think that's kind of what this entails too, is Disney is a really fun job, and it's just, you enjoy it. Yes, obviously there's hard moments and there's times that suck, blah, blah, blah. But like for the most part, working in Disney World is the best thing ever. So then when you have to like come back and do like normal people things, you don't want to do it. So, okay, yeah, after I said that out loud and kind of went through it, I guess that's true. This one's funny. Number 9 is when you see other people frolicking around Disney World the way you used to, you'll get weirdly jealous, like they're hanging out with your ex-boyfriend or something. This is especially true when I see anybody post a like photo pass picture, because like I don't really get that. I don't even know the word I want to use. Like upset isn't the one, or jealous, I guess. I don't know. When I like see people posting pictures of Disney World, because even before I worked there, like half of the accounts I follow are Disney stuff because I'm a nerd. But anytime I see a picture that I can like blatantly tell is a photo pass picture, I'm like, man, I wish I would have taken that. Like, so yeah, it's a very weird thing that like, I don't know. You do miss it a lot. But I also like, I have so many friends that are still there and I still talk to all the time that like, I never feel that far away from the magic. That was lame. Number 10 is Disney depression is a thing. Yeah, it is 100%. I mean, I think even people that just like love Disney in general, like you go on a vacation and then you come back, that Disney depression is real. I think that's one thing that is so important, especially like for me here. Like I have a lot of Disney stuff in my room, but I also try not to just like let it consume me, because I know that like I am more than just Disney Bronwyn, and I want to make sure that like I'm thriving as a human being in all aspects and not just like the Disney side of it. But yeah, Disney depression's really real. Number 11, you're going to want to stay and continue working there, but go back to school and get a degree. Okay, for me, yes, that is true. I mean, I did it. I'm back at school. I've gone back to school twice, and I did a program, went back to school for a semester, did summer alumni. I'm back for a year and then I graduate and I'll be done and I have a degree, and that's great. That is one thing that I always try and tell people is, regardless of how long you stay in Disney or whatever, or if you decide to like move there, get a degree. Just for life in general, having a degree is a good thing, but also college isn't for everyone. And like, I'm not saying that if you don't have a degree, you're gonna fail in life, because like, obviously there's plenty of people who don't have college degrees that are thriving in the world. But I think you shouldn't drop out of college because you're working in Disney World. That's just my 2 cents. If you want to drop out of college, go for it. Live your very best life. Disney is always going to be there. If having a degree is something that's important to you, go and get it. You can come back to Disney at any time. I also know a lot of people though that just end up after their CP either extending or going seasonal, part-time, full-time, and moving to Orlando and like transferring to Valencia or UCF, which I think is, if you want to still work in Disney, that's a great way to like still be able to get your degree and pursue a job that you love. So that is it. I had so much fun talking a little bit more about my experience as a Disney College Program participant and what they don't tell you. So I hope this gave you a little bit of insight into like more about the program and what to expect, what not to expect, and just if you were accepted for the Disney College Program, get excited because you are going to have an experience you will never forget. And that's a true statement. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see y'all again real soon. Bye!